In today's devlog, we're gonna talk about buildings with Filip. Not this Filip, this Filip.
I'm Filip. I'm a 3D artist at Something Random, and I wanted to quickly tell you something about the main challenges that we had with buildings, and there are a lot of them in our game Harpagun. So we needed a sneaky way to keep somehow high textile density for the game to look good, buildings to look good from close and from afar. And our main designer, Wojtek, really wanted to keep it modular for design purposes. Our game is set in post-Soviet Slavic country. So if you look up Poland or other Slavic countries from that era, you will see that pretty much everything was modular and brutalist, that's the word. So our game is targeted at standalone VR mainly, so we needed to keep it somehow optimized, and I mean not somehow, there's a lot of optimization. So if you want to start building a building, I guess, in Harpagun, first you have to do is build a module. So we came up with a solution using, we didn't came up with it, but we stole it from the internet. This whole basic idea of something called Ultimate Trim, which was used in Sunset Overdrive and was presented at GDC 2014 or something like that. And it's a great concept. I love it. Thank you. Base workflow goes like this. We make these micro modules which use trim sheets, which are like walls that build macro modules, which are like the middle part of the building, or the top or top of part of the building, or bottom part of the building. So design can take this middle part of the building, stack it on top of one another, and make like a 50 stories high skyscraper. Okay, so after creating a building, the next step to do is to take the tool made by previous Filip and combine these meshes, these micro module meshes, into one, because it's cheaper to render. And the main thing and the problem with trim sheets and this whole shebang that we're doing here is not send as much materials to standalone VR headset, and to keep it as low as possible for us. So when combining these meshes, these micro modules into one, which are LOD 0, level of detail 0, at the same time, this combining tool merges into one all these trims used in that particular model. So for a building, it would be like this yellow concrete, gray concrete windows, and these gutters on sides. So there are 4 different materials combined into one, and that apparently optimizes something. Then my work is about taking that model, putting that into your 3D software of choice. Mine is 3ds Max, and making LODs based on that model, which has a lot of geometry, but it's LOD 0, so probably it would change to LOD 1 pretty quickly. Okay, so after modeling these LOD objects, LOD buildings, the next step to do is take that into an external baker, which for us is Marmoset Toolbag. We take that merged from the engine LOD 0 building, use it as a high poly. We take mine model, mine LOD 1, LOD 2, less vertices model as a low poly, and we bake the information from this LOD 0 to the LOD 1 and LOD 2, and basically bake the already set in the engine color and normals on top of that LODs models, and and we set. We take that back to the engine, and we have our LODs. So that's our way to optimize buildings, and so we can allow ourselves to have a lot of buildings in Harpagun, which are pretty high textile density, especially for VR. So see you in the next devlog, I guess.